Rivers run dry, dust spreads in the air. 2 dark days, do you have a tear to spare? Make a promise, the world awaits. It's heavy just breathing through this debate. We'll start come on, start a riot. When they love you too much, now it's fame, fake, or even hate. Don't be scared when the weight paralyzes you, stayed at the gate. It's a lot to take in, it's designed to know and don't wait. Don't be scared when the weight paralyzes you, stayed at the gate.
And we are off, and it looks
all right, and the race is off. They actually got to a good start today, so we are going, and I don't have much of a good view of it. All we can see are gamer tags from the distance that we got to stay, and no explosions as of yet. Gravity Cat is out there racing. I'm going to try and give him updates as I can, but I can't make anything out with all those gamer tags.
Stars in the pilot seat, Delta Diatus, we have Czech League, all three of those folks with a huge pedigree of wins within the racing circuit. Liz Motorsports, we have Captain Chaos QC, Sire Racing Team, Ricky Tiki, Blackhawks with Ludux 3997.
All right, so right now uphill Jordy is in first with Czech League in second, followed by Sanji Sama. And waiting for an update from Atmo Esports. Again, the downfall is that with all of the gamer tags, I cannot make out anything as far as where anybody is. I know right now the gameplay was to take our time and concentrate on not crashing. This is actually a very dangerous course in the fact that the rocks can easily desync and take you out. But right now there is a little bit of a tight pack at the front. Trying to zoom in and see if I can see anything as far as where anyone is. And right now the anticipation is that there is going to be a high attrition rate with this because of the desync and the rocks that are out there. No explosions yet that I'm aware of, but they are racing through the scar along a deer out here in Pyro. It looks like Gravity is in the front area of the pack. Ricky Tiki is moving up fast from behind. Some people are really trying to push the speed, but we know from practice that usually does not end up well. This is about a 25-30 minute race based on their speed with multiple checkpoints to go past. They have to go past each checkpoint. Oh, Sire Racing is out already, and Ricky Ticky, like I said, he was moving up there fast, and I think the speed finally got the best of him because they had a incident and are out. And everybody is still moving along in a fairly tight pack in the front and a little bit of a thin spot in the middle, and then followed up by the rear. Right now, no actual placement past the top 4 places, but I know that from what I can make out in the gamer tags, I saw Gravity towards the front half of the group. They're approaching what I believe is going to be the first checkpoint here. They got to pass within 500 meters of it. And of course, their leaderboard is not updating with Atmo Esports. Officer Rondog, oh, we had another explosion there. And that takes Kuroda Racing, Sanji-sama, out of the running.
Sanji-sama's out.
And Novak Racing and Sanji-sama are both out of the race at this time. Again, the speed is going to take people out and kill them if they don't watch the speed. We saw a lot of desync, a lot of loss of control of dragonflies. There are some definite issues with damage or something causing the bikes to lose control and lose control of their strafing ability, and even in some cases their speed. Bailey wants some attention. All right. And trying to make out Gravity Cat is in the front of the pack. I believe that might be checkpoint 1. I'm not 100% sure.
No, that was already past checkpoint 1.
Okay, then that's 2. Let me check the name on it.
Checkpoint 1 is Leap 13 and Crushnick's. Checkpoint 2 is Stealth.
Yep.
Thank you. They tried to kill me right off the bat.
So, as you could hear, Gravity Cat's talking about the possibility that somebody tried to kill him right off the bat, but that's not intentional because this is a non-combative race. It's more due to desync and the closeness that they pack him in. Gravity Cat right now looking like he's at least in the top 3 spots and is pushing, but obviously Gravity Cat's very seasoned and knowledgeable of how this race goes. He's been practicing his ass off, and I know that he's put a ton of time into this, so he knows what he has to do as far as the speed and everything. So they're talking about on Atmo that slowest time should keep people in there right about 45 minutes to an hour max. I know our times have been pushing sub 30.
Yeah, and they're saying dark hours flying through us.
Well, they'll figure it out someday.
Eventually.
No, they listed all 3 of us on there.
Also, you're in the lead, so no pressure.
As you can hear, Anril adding to the stress of Gravity Cat. We have 4 DNFs already with Ricky Tiki, Kuroda with Sanji-sama, Uphill Jordy with MVK, and Flynn's Freeriders, which was Langmax. And that is a quarter of the racers so far with 16 teams in here. And we are continuing to push on. It's still a much tighter pack than what I anticipated. I know from here, as far as the gamer tags look, it looks tight. But there is definitely some groupings going on. Looks like almost packs of 2 or 3 at a time in each area. Of course, we got cameramen in those packs as well, but those are usually easier to pick out. And somebody catching some big air on the Atmo Esports. That could be so dangerous here just because of the fact that one of the issues is you can get the glitch that just brings you down like a rock and just slams you into the ground and blows you up. I don't think we've seen the end of the explosions for sure. So they are listing Amrock's Fang on the leaderboard and all that as the first position. And we knew that speed was not going to be the thing to clinch this one. It's going to be speed control and keeping apprised of your surroundings, finding the best line, hitting the checkpoints. And we have AAWA Drunken Turtle Racing has had an incident and DNF'd out, as well as Kratagos from AAWA. So that's 2 more DNFs. That puts a total of 6 teams that have DNF'd out from crashes, leaving only 10 teams left. Now, with this year's Atmo Esports, they have implemented a different point range, which definitely hitting first, second, or third is the best thing on some of the circuit races. There's going to be fastest lap points that are going to be available and things such as that. But we are definitely just concentrating on enjoying the races, getting in there, do the best that we can, and complete each race, I think, is going to be the key to this series, and not try to lap any or post any record lap times or anything. And as you can see, the speed control and the concentration of Gravity Cat, making sure to pick his lines, watching his area and making sure he's not colliding with anything, is definitely doing a hell of a great job.
Checkpoint 3 is Little Equinox and Slim Jim.
Okay.
And we are coming up on the next checkpoint here. And they finally named Gravity Cat on the stream. I'm not sure why they put all our names on the leaderboard, but Gravity Cat is the one that's driving.
So who's checkpoint 3?
Checkpoint 3 is Little Equinox and Slim Jim.
Okay, I found him.
And honestly, this is definitely not a race for speed. Technique and control is going to win this. And I know Gravity Cat and Flex spent a hell of a lot of time out here trying to learn this course and learn the best way to approach it. And I think we've seen proof that just going all out speed is definitely not the way to take this. Still sitting at 6 teams that have DNF'd out. He's driving it like he stole it. And he is just setting himself up ahead. And the big thing I know Gravity Cat had a concern on were those jumps. Really limiting the amount of height he gets off those jumps. Trying not to launch himself hundreds and hundreds of meters into the air, just because of the potential impact on the way down. And we have another incident. Alpine Storm has DNF'd out, so that is now 7 out of the 16 teams. We are down to single-digit racers left in this competition. And we've got Bailey cheering Gravity Cat on. She's more mad because I put her brother outside. All right. And it looks like right behind Gravity Cat is going to be 1cc with, who was it? Engoref, I believe, was racing for 1cc. I would have to double check on who's driving for them. And they are trucking along as well. Looks like they've definitely put the time in on the course to learn the best route, as well as exercising some speed control, concentrating on staying alive. Also looks like they're doing pretty well at limiting their jump height as well too. Yeah, and we've got Gravity Cat still out there in the lead that I can tell. I think there's at least a decent little bit of distance between the two. Bailey, you're going to have to wait. A deer definitely has the terrain to
about a 3-kilometer lead on second place.
Has the terrain to make this difficult. Very reminiscent of the rock fields on Daymar. Of course, I'm not sure what's going on with their leaderboards, but from the report from Annual, about 3-kilometer lead between Gravity Cat and the second place. Bailey. And coming up over the crest of that ridge there, that's definitely going to be one tough spot. Right over the other edge, hopefully making a safe landing over there, because there are definitely some rocks that are not friendly. I'm not sure what they're doing with the leaderboard. They seem to have lost track of us. But we all know that their leaderboard is ever changing and not always the most up to date. Somebody's actually flying a yellow jacket out here, and we definitely found some issues with the yellow jacket. They are very susceptible to
Equinox, right?
Explosions.
Little Equinox and a Slim Jim.
Okay. Stop it.
Sounds like Gravity Cat may be experiencing some concerns with his Dragonfly if he's talking to it. But yeah, with the yellow jackets, we definitely found that there were some super sensitive issues with the Dragonfly when you're using the yellow jacket, which is surprising because it is just a different paint job. All right, they got the leaderboard fixed. We're 16 minutes into this, and of course, Gravity Cat is out in front with about a 3-kilometer lead over the second place. And we are proceeding along a deer through the scar on the planet. And Gravity Cat, I would say, probably has about another 10 to 15 minutes of time left. He was clocking mid-20s when we were practicing with this, and he is in a very, very heavy rock area. And so far, 7 racers, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 7 racers have DNF'd out due to crashes. And that is not shocking. They have definitely found out that speed is
they just
not
said
the solution.
once again in first.
Oh, yeah, the leaderboard showed you was not in any place in the commentators were like, I guess he went off the course, and
Oh,
but then it fixed itself, and now they're like, oh, he
imagine that.
So the
Commentators
key
doing
thing
what they
to
do.
remember with this is that this race is one of skill and speed control, and not necessarily who is the one that can put the pedal to the floor. And of course, this is race number 3 of the System 7, and the first one of the season. Race 1 and 2 got postponed until a future week when you'll be able to catch that. We'll be broadcasting that, and we'll be driving race number 1 and 2 in the Mule as well as the STV, so keep an eye on that. And Venture Origins Venture Origins has had a incident and is out. So that is half the racers in this race have gone out by attrition through crashing with the surface. This will definitely show a good sign of people that have practiced this race and haven't practiced this race. I think for the most part, the ones that are out now are the ones that just relied straight up on speed, and the people that are going out now are just due to a number of different reasons. This is a very tough terrain to get across. And yes, Czech Leak is in second place behind Gravity Cat. I don't have a distance on it yet. All right, and coming up on the 20-minute mark. And of course, you see the Polaris there in the background. That is one of the Atmo Esports ships. Still hard to get any details on distances between teams. Test Squadron is
Wish
being
they had,
shown
like,
by
one
Atmo
person
Esports
in the
now.
fucking checkpoint, because it's really hard to pick up the names when they're colliding.
Yeah, let's wonder about that. But they are in the Polaris, so the Polaris is the thing to look at.
And as you can hear, that Polaris is the next checkpoint. And still showing that Czech
and
Leak,
final, or both one person.
that Czech Leak and Gravity Cat are still in the lead, and a small distance between them.
Whoa, come on, don't dive into the ground, please.
And
Polaris
you can hear
decent
there
shit.
Gravity Cat talking to his hover bike, having a few issues getting close to the ground. As you can see there, that is definitely what you don't want to see, because that is
all pulled.
some desync, and that can definitely cause significant damage. Hopefully the bike is okay and things are back to normal, but that is definitely something to be careful of. And again, remember, 8 of the 16 racers have crashed out of the race, and only 8 remain. And right now, everything looks like it's going well. They're moving towards that checkpoint at the Polaris. After the Polaris will be the 4th checkpoint, which is the last one before the finish line. And once they reach that Polaris, they will be turning. And I'm actually about 100 kilometers away from the action, just to not introduce more entities than what's needed in the area, because things are already choppy enough out here. But upon the completion of the race, I will be moving over to the
Stop.
finish line to pick up Gravity Cat.
Bikes, like, desync to Kingdom Come.
Sounds like Gravity Cat's having a few other concerns with his bike.
I'm still alive. Keep going.
I don't know how, because the thing just wigged the fuck out. Yeah, I've got that thing that Flex had, so I've lost strafing ability. So I'm gonna have to do my...
All right, I'm gonna leave it on that view. Give me one
whatever
second.
the fuck his name is. Red Baron is 4th checkpoint?
Red Bandarin, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so as you can hear, Gravity Cat definitely having some other issues, having the issue that Flex was having with the strafing capabilities. They are going to have to cut the speed down. And it sounds like that they were discussing that just on the Atmo Esports, that many people are finding they have to cut the speed down.
How far is anyone behind me?
They really are not showing numbers, so I
Okay.
screenshot a brief glimpse just for that one I told you earlier. Pretty much just zoomed in camera shots so far.
Yeah, trying to see from where I'm at, Gravity, you're still up there, but there are other people's names up towards you, but there could very easily be a couple kilometers between you.
Yes, I cannot strafe anymore. I can only go forward. So I'm gonna have to just chill it.
Nope, surviving has the most points attributed to it, so focus on that.
And as you heard, that he has lost strafe ability, so turning and basically, going forward is his only option. So he is going to have to cut the speed down and try to just take it a little bit easier. But again, as you heard Anril say, finishing is going to be much better.
Finish.
How far back is Delta Diatus?
I cannot tell.
All right. Gravity Cat keeps moving across the surface, watching those rocks. Again, he has lost some strafe control, so he has slowed it down a little bit to try to maintain control and keep it from hitting anything. He has had one incident of coming down off of a jump and desinking into the ground, which most likely did cause some decent damage to the bike, but he is still moving ahead strong. All right, and of course, he just keeps moving ahead. Check Leak is not that far behind him from what I can gather, possibly a kilometer, but it's a little bit hard to tell from this angle. But Check Leak, a very strong competitor with the hover bike, took first place in the Daymar Rally. He is definitely very knowledgeable and experienced on the hover bike, but so is Gravity Cat. And again, we have already lost half the racers in this competition.
Shut up, Clancy.
And it looks like they are coming up on the last checkpoint here soon before heading towards the finish line. Again, practice times being in the sub 30-minute time frame, I believe. But I would not be surprised if we see a post 30-minute time frame here, just based on the way the conditions are right now. And it looks like EngoRef 1cc has D and F, so that now has given us 9 teams that have crashed out in this race. And right now, according to the leaderboards, we got Gravity Cat in first place, Czech Leak in second place. Midnight Bard's team is posted as in the third place position. And it's curious to wonder if anybody else is having the issues with the strafing and all that we've been experiencing since we were practicing this course. And right now, as far as the other well-known racers, Herbie and the Punch Nomies, they are back in 6th place. Ludix is back in 8th place. We have Endermaster posting up at 4th place right now. And Czech Leak from Delta Diatus is posted in 2nd place, right behind Gravity Cat. And not too far behind him either, probably within a kilometer or two, which is not a great distance to be covering in a Dragonfly. It can actually be covered quite quickly, but with this terrain, it can also mean the end of your race. And it looked like Czech Leak just took a bad bounce off the surface, according to Atmo's stream. Came down and took a hard hit, desinking into the ground possibly. He is airborne now, though, and he is well in the air, taking a large leap. That is such a huge risk with the fact that the landings are rough right now. And we are 30 minutes into this race, and they are approaching the finish line. We still got Czech Leak and Gravity Cat taking up the front of the pack. And they are practically on top of each other as well.
I'm not pushing it, just taking the points.
Yep.
And you can see both of them there in the same screenshot too. That's from Atmo Esports broadcast, but they are coming up on the finish line. They are just realizing Gravity Cat has pink armor on. It's actually a Stark getting a racing suit, so. And there we go, Delta Diaz across the finish line at 31 minutes and 7.567 seconds. And Gravity Cat is coming in right behind him in second place. And he will post a time of... let's see, you gonna give us Gravity Cat's time? Congratulations to Delta Diatus and Czech Leak on a great race ran and well managed the terrain here. And no official time on Gravity Cat. There it is, 31 minutes, 46 seconds, and 400. Great job for Gravity Cat. Amazing job, Gravity Cat. How you feeling? Gravity, you can breathe now.
Yeah, I'm texting something.
Okay. I had to get off Polaris, completely borked my bike. I had no control at all. You ran across the line.
I can't get the bike to come down. It won't move.
We have a tendency towards equipment failure.
Yes, we do. Between Big Flex melting down his computer and barely limping a vehicle across the line. And I will say, Gravity, you did an amazing job with the terrain here, man.
Yeah, excellent.
You did awesome. You did. Nine teams DNF so far.
There, now the bike crossed the line.
Oh, God. Either way, you're still in second place. Third hasn't even caught up to you guys yet. And of course, some questions popping up about DNF times. Is it based on points assigned by distance or survival time? I believe that is distance. 75% completion of race, half points on final position. And of course, we did extremely well by a great job by Gravity Cat, clinching that second place, which is absolutely gorgeous. And third place is still not across the line yet, but once all the racers are across the line, I'll be able to fly over to the finish line and meet up with Gravity Cat over there and give him back his ship. But he absolutely did a spectacular job. And right now we've got the other team still waiting to get across. It looks like right now Midnight Bard is... Oh, shit. Sorry, Gravity. I didn't mean to be yelling in your ear.
No, I don't care. Whatever.
And we've got Midnight Bard in third place. That is approaching the line, but not there yet. And that's followed by Endermaster, then J-Script Herbie, and then Brookvin, and Luddix is in 8th place. But we have had a total of 9 DNFs on this, so there's only 7 racers remaining in this, because we know AA Drunken Monkeys has been DNF'd out. Or is it Drunken Monkeys or Drunken something? Drunken Turtles. There we go. Endermaster has passed in third place. Followed by Test Squadron with Midnight Bard. So third and fourth is in the books, and then that leaves J-Script Herbie and Brookvin. Oh, I'm sorry, J-Script Herbie and Luddix. So 4 teams left that have to come through. Raging is recommended calling you Pyrocat now.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So what happened? The bike wouldn't come down, and you had to tractor beam it across the finish line, or onto the Polaris, you mean?
So it's what happened with Flex's bike, where the bike just breaks, and you can't stop it. You can't strafe in any direction, unless you pop it way into the air. But then you can't strafe once you get closer to the ground to come out of it.
Right.
It'll stay stuck at maximum height. You can't change the altitude up or down manually.
Oh,
so like,
geez.
I passed the finish line because I couldn't stop. I bounced off a rock, which slowed me down enough to kind of steer. I can steer, but I can't strafe. Steer into the finish area where the bike got stuck in the opening. And I'm like, friggin', I'm just jumping off this, and I'm crossing on foot.
So you actually crossed the finish line on the bike?
I crossed the bike got stuck in the opening to the finish line.
Yeah.
So I jumped off the bike, crossed the finish line, came back, tractored the bike across the finish line, threw it in the dump.
And they have had one other DNF, LYS Motorsports DNF'd out, which means that there's going to be a total of only 6 teams completing this race as of right now.
And I had that issue since I crossed checkpoint 3 with the Polaris, which when you saw me hit the ground,
Yeah.
that was the Polaris that caused that desync there.
Yeah, I saw that on the Atmo stream, and they even talked
Terrible
about...
place to park that.
Oh, they talked about it on the stream too, because Croncy was like, oh, it's survivable if you were controlling your speed, but that will still cause some damage. But hell of
I
a
had nothing
job,
to do with
man.
speed. It just fell out of the sky.
Oh, no, he was talking about if you took damage on the bike hitting it, that you could possibly keep going if you weren't going full bore when you hit.
Yeah.
No,
No,
but
it's like the moment I went by the Polaris, the bike just hit the ground, like just dropped out of the ground, out of the sky, and hit the ground.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, we didn't practice with anything that big, that close to you out there. So, great job handling it, though.
That huge jump through the mountain pass was like nerve-wracking as hell because I couldn't steer the damn bike. If you notice, I clipped one of the rocks if they showed that part.
I didn't see it on their stream, no.
Okay,
So,
you
Herbie
have no maneuvering
finishes...
capability.
Yeah, Herbie finished with a 38.39. You came in at 31, what was it, 31.46.
Which is insane because I was slowed down to as slow as I could possibly get it to go.
Yep. Ludix has DNF'd out. He was actually in the last place, and he has DNF'd out, which means that now there is at least a 2/3 attrition rate on this. So unfortunately, that looks like we have 5 teams that have finished, and Nexus has also DNF'd. So that means that 2 more teams, Blackhawks and the other final team, has DNF'd out.
Only 5 teams.
That is it. That is the end of the race with only 5 teams finishing. We knew that this was going to be a high attrition rate, and your guess was 10 teams are going to get knocked out, Gravity?
I said 2. 2 teams are going to make it.
Well, 5 made it. Croncy bet that 10 teams would make it, which obviously he was far off on that. All right, let's go see if we can pick up Gravity. That was definitely a hell of a race. Good job to all the racers, and this is a tough course, so I mean, congratulations to everybody, because just to be able to get through any portion of this is a chore.
I just wish I could have pushed it a little bit harder in the end there because I could have taken first if I didn't have that issue.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, we're not, dude. You did amazing.
No, it's irritating.
You put points
I
on the
appreciate
board.
the praise, but it's like, if the bike had held up, I would have been first, no doubt.
Yeah, but you have no control over that, and maintaining the chaos and the situation of what is the servers right now and the desync that's going on, you did perfect, dude. No one could ask for more. Because you could have pushed it and you could have, possibly tried to just maintain that lead, but you would have just done nothing but increase the chance that you, like 11 other teams, were going to crash out for some reason.
If I had strafing ability, I could have beat cheeked, but I didn't have anything. I had to keep it as slow as possible. And the only reason I was able to turn around was because I bounced off a rock. So why I didn't die just at that point, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you made the perfect call. And I don't think Flex or Anroll, and they can speak for themselves, but I don't think they would disagree. I don't think anybody in their right mind would disagree. A lot of the races with Atmo Esports this year, I think, are going to come down to a lot of RNG, which means you have to mitigate those circumstances and also make the call what is the most important thing? Is it going to be the speed, the control, or the path you take? And as you can see with this race, a lot of it is going to come down to managing your speed and adjusting it down when you need to in order to get through the race. Because if you don't finish the race, you can't get points for the race. I mean, unless you're within a certain percentage and you DNF, then you can get a couple points. But to really be a contender, you got to get across that starting line.
We're at least 13 points up from Punchnomias or Blackhawks.
Yes. And realistically, the only thing that puts in this position was the state of the servers and the bike. Nothing. I mean, you were well ahead for pretty much the entire race. So you made the best call possible. Because to get that far and be that close to the finish line, DNF out because of a crash, that would be so disappointing for you, I'm sure, as it would be for anybody driving. Alright, I think you're over here in this mess of gamer tags, so I'm bringing your C2 in. Balsamic.
I will certainly take starting off with second place as a very good start.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know, I just wish it didn't have that stupid ass glitch issue that we ran into. That's something that just started happening.
Well, don't forget, I mean, we still have the Nox race coming up, which don't be surprised if the same thing exists for the Nox.
RNG ahoy.
I mean, then you look at Anvil's races with Cloud Chasers and the golf course, man, that's going to be nothing but RNG for the golf course, because all you're doing is making your own path.
Squadron, best squadron.
Faith in Nano's ability.
Like that race in particular is just going to be okay. Gong show.
Yeah, just do what you're able to do. I know if anybody can do it, I have faith in you.
I'm pretty sure I can. I'm pretty sure I can finish it. It's just whether or not I get stuck on a giant pile up somewhere for 15 minutes before they clear it out.
Alright, I'm coming down here. You should see me. And opening everything. Obviously, you don't have to worry about loading your bike back up.
It wouldn't. It would crash into the nearest rock because it doesn't have the ability to move.
Yeah.
Engines off. Landing complete.
You're welcome to go find it and jump on it and see how it works.
Oh, no, I believe you. I absolutely believe you. Actually, you were just past checkpoint 3 when Croncy realized you were the one in the pink kitten armor.
Yes.
There's cruise in the Ursa if you need it. Congratulations, Stun.
Nice.
You earned it. And yes, that is how you model the Star Kitten racing suit. Give him a sexy pose, Gravity. Hey, no! Ah! I never said shoot me.
That's why he came here.
Well, I guess he kind of earned it after that. He gets one free kill. If this was my ship, I would self-destruct it, but it's his, so I can't do that to him. All right, now on to race 1 and 2. Annual, you ready?
No, it's 4 and 5.
Oh, 4 and 5 are first. That's right.
All right. Which means, hey, I'm up again.
Well, we still need to practice it and see who's best with the Cyclone currently.
Yeah, we'll practice it, and then also I got my PTO rescheduled for the week of the 21st, so that whole week, in between working on some other videos, I'm going to be sitting out at Lava Lake. I may even change the Friday night stream into a race practice a couple weeks before that, just to make sure that I got it down.
That's a good idea.
I'm really concerned. The thing that concerns me about Lava Lake is the fact that they're using a Polaris as a bridge over a chasm. And
Yes.
we know that, one, what you saw with the being near the Polaris today. Two, what we've seen in the past, just using our own Polaris and driving Ursas on or in them, at some point they can become desynced and you just drive right through the ramp. And what's going to happen if desync causes competitors to drive through the ramp and fall into the chasm? They're not going to be able to continue, but that's no fault of their own or anything like that. It's desync and they're going to be plunging to their death, unable to continue.
Yep.
So it's going to be very interesting, and I think that definitely, if in our practicing, is we need to park a Polaris there and see if anything like that is happening, because if that becomes an habitual thing and it becomes consistent, then I don't know what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a call they'll have to make, obviously. So, but that is going to end it for our stream today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Don't forget to check us out on Tuesday when we do our Standard Star Citizen stream. Not sure what we're going to be doing this Tuesday. We may go for another mining mission. We may actually check out salvaging, see how salvaging is doing in the verse with 4.1. With some Vulcans or some reclaimers and all that, or we may just go on and just take on general bounties and other missions and such. Also, we haven't revisited contested zones in a while, so it may be fun just to go in there and do that and do some FPS. We'll figure that out, but also make sure you catch our streams on Friday nights with our casual gameplay. This past Friday, last night, the courtesy of Gravity Cat, we played some Final Fantasy XIV, which was a lot of fun. We'll be continuing that a number of times offline, but we'll also do some more future Final Fantasy updates as well. In between some other things, we got a full playthrough of the legendary setting of Halo Infinite coming, so keep an eye out for that, as well as many other games that we've got lined up that we want to test, including Dune Awakening, which comes out on May 20th. So you can check that out on Steam. You can already get the character creator downloaded and get your character created and all that. So check that out. But again, hope everybody is safe out there. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday.